Welcome to Shogun Bros No Decaff, where passion meets purpose in the world of dogs. We go beyond the surface, covering care, training, breeding, husbandry, showing, genetics, and the history behind the breeds that shape our culture. We're here to inform, inspire, and keep it real. No hype, no shortcuts, and definitely no decaf. Join us Monday through Friday at 4:30 Arizona time. No daylight savings, no nonsense, just honest conversations about what it really takes to raise, train, and understand great dogs. This is Shogun Bros No Decaff. Let's get started. Disclaimer: we do not participate in any illegal activity and will not violate any animal or human rights. All opinions shared on this podcast are the individual thoughts of the speaker and do not reflect the thoughts or opinions of our guest or the host. In other words, your words are your words and your thoughts are your thoughts, not mine. Say it. Stand on it.
Yo, what's good, big dog? It's your boy Dre, and this is Shogun Bros No Decaf. Shogun Bros No Decaf. It is Friday, April 10th, 2026, and this is the return of Shogun Bros No Decaf. I've been out of the cycle for a little while now, but we back and we're here to enjoy it. Before we get this show going too long, I just want to say that coming back, today's show we're going to talk about basically some reviews of past topics, as well as the future direction of this show and the direction I want to go with Shogun Bros No Decaf, and how it's going to tie into Samurai K9. I want to go over local and state dog shows. I'm going to talk about the digital dog show, the direction I'm going with that. And it's all going to be here. Going to give some descriptions of some dogs and different things, but podcast style, you know what I'm saying? I think that what ended up happening was I ended up having a little bit too wide of topics. I cast my net a little bit too wide, and it was just draining. So I took a break from No Decaf, and now I'm getting back to it. I'm ready to enjoy y'all's company. I'm ready to enjoy y'all as a whole, the American Pit Bull Terrier community. Shouts out to everybody who's going to catch this on the replay, for all my truck drivers, everybody who's listening to this on the way to work. I hope that I can paint a vivid picture for you and give y'all the new. Without further ado, we're going to get into the show. The first topic I'm going to cover right now is the digital dog show and the direction of the digital dog show. And to do that, I'm going to put a puppy on the screen. This puppy here is Pitwise Kennels Lady London. Last weekend, I went live for the first time in a long time on Samurai K9 for the Pup of the Week contest. I'm going to be doing my digital competitions over there now. So basically over here, I'll give you the breakdowns, the feedback, and everything, like this, just the talking side of it. And then the working side of it, as well as my kennel updates and things will be done over on Samurai K9. So if you're here for the actual dog shows and stuff, you can start following us over on Samurai K9. And that's a different YouTube channel owned by Shogun Unlimited, owned by me, the CEO, Dre. Let's talk about Lady London. For those of y'all who are listening and not watching, Lady London is a puppy owned by Pitwise Kennels. She's a magnificent looking little buckskin dog, and I hope that y'all can go back and catch the replay of this so that you can see this dog for yourself. She is a phenomenal looking animal. She is a black-nosed buckskin dog with a white blaze on her chest. She has immaculate structure. She has great form. She has good eyes, good ears. Her ears are not full rose-eared yet, but as you can see, her left ear is already developed and it is shaped like it's supposed to be for conformation standards. The right ear, this puppy's really young, so she's got plenty of time to grow in and fill out. This dog is going to be very, very comparable to his dog, Orin Ishii. Shouts out to all y'all buckskin lovers out there. On our Facebook, Samurai Kennels Facebook, I even did have a thread where some brothers are posting their buckskin dogs right now. Make sure you go over there if you have a buckskin dog and drop it in the flow of conversations in the comments. Get that engagement up. but also to show off your buckskin. That's the Battle of the Buckskins going on Facebook right now. But as far as Pitwise Kennels, congratulations to him. And for those of y'all that are interested in getting to our puppy competition, I'll be having one tomorrow on Samurai K9. We have a WhatsApp. You can leave a comment in this video here if you're interested in getting involved in that. For those of y'all, like I said, that are just listening, we have a WhatsApp that you can find also on the official Samurai Kennels website for our shows and digital dog shows. And it has the WhatsApp link for both the dog of the week and the pup of the week. That's going to be changing, and I want to explain that change as well. Instead of me doing a show every week, I'm going to start doing monthly shows. So it'll be a monthly pup of the week, a pup of the month, and a dog of the month. And that will be the digital dog show. I'm only requiring still photos now. I do not require video anymore. The video is just getting to be too much for editing for everybody. So we're going to do a photo contest. Now, if you want a specific competition, you want to do a call out, there's a kennel that's been talking junk, or you just want to show somebody that your dogs are performing well, you can do the call outs, and we can do the video competition style as well. But I want to narrow that down to a real competition if we're going to do the video contest with higher payouts for video contest. As you know, or those of you who might not know, because you didn't see the Samurai K9 live, we're also going to be having trophies now. We have trophies that we'll be sending out, and that's why I want to do monthly contests instead of just weekly contests. It gives me time to get the trophies together. It gives me time to get the trophies out there and get them to you. To enter our contest, all you need to do is have a dog, some form of video device where you can upload photos to the WhatsApp. And then I want you to put into the WhatsApp this specific information as you upload the photo, so that basically your information goes with your photo. You can also send a separate message, but it's going to get really convoluted if you do it that way. So the intention is for you to send a photo with the information about your dog on the photo. If you're entering the puppy contest, what I would like to see is the photo of the puppy. So you're going to go in there and you're going to click the conversation thing to start a new conversation in the chat. You will click the little plus sign. You add the puppy to the post, but don't hit send yet. And then you're going to put in puppy's name, age, gender, and if you want to take our monetary prizes, make sure you put your Cash App in there. The best thing to probably do is to have all that stuff built already, ready to go, and just send it all at one time. Just make sure you get it in before the end of the month, and we'll just start airing that, that first show at the end of the month each month. So for April, you got all April to get your dogs in there, and then on the first weekend of May, if I'm available, we'll do the show. If I'm not available, then I would push it to the second weekend of May, so on and so forth. But there will only be one actual judging at a time. The contests are voted upon live, and I'm actually using the StreamYard Live right now. And it says that by using the StreamYard Live poll, you can now do the polls on all forms of social media. What this means is that before, our Instagram and Facebook followers and watchers were not able to vote prior. However, now all forms of social media should be able to vote on the poll, which I think is a much better turnout, because your Facebook audience likes dogs a certain way, the YouTube audience likes dogs a certain way, and Instagram likes dogs a certain way. So if your dogs are winning now, they're going to be winning at a much higher level because you're going to have a lot larger of an audience. So get out there and compete. These shows are free to enter. I say again, these shows are free to enter. What this means is all you got to do is have your device. Most of y'all post photos of your dogs anyways. And if you're interested in competing, it's that simple. We'll vote. We'll have first, second, and third. And the monetary prize will only go to first places, but I will have trophies for second and third as well. So we'll do it that way, first, second, and third. I don't care what gender it is. It'll be first, second, and third. And then we're still going to have the dog of the quarter and dog of the year. But in order for me to be able to maintain and keep it going, I need your help. I need your engagement. I need you to share this in dog groups on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Share it to all the dog groups that are interested in showing these dogs in a positive way. Make sure dogs are healthy and looking good for the public. And also, we're here to educate the public if they don't understand exactly what it is that we're doing here. So once again, for the dog of the week and pup of the week, all you got to do is join the WhatsApp. I'll answer questions on the Facebook. I'll get to them. I'll be a lot more active on Facebook now. I was taking a break. I needed time to think about how I wanted to execute this, but that is the way we're going to go with that. once again, congratulations to all of my guys that competed this past weekend, and shout out to Pitwise Kennels for taking it home this past week. Salute to you for that. So now that we got that covered, we're going to move on to the first topic I want to talk about. And that first topic that I want to talk about today is going to be a topic that I saw on a Facebook group that I'm involved in. That topic is this. A gentleman posted into one of the groups, and I happened to reshare it because I liked it. Let me see if I can find the post because I want to get his exact words. I'm not going to put his name out there. I don't know him, and I don't want to blast him. But if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see it for yourself exactly what was posted. And this is what he said. Okay, his words, not mine. He says, "They said I don't have game dogs because I let all 20 roam freely together in the backyard." All right. And there was a lot of comments, a lot of things that were said about that. And I want to talk about that here first this morning. It's a good topic. So the ideology of game dogs is this. Gameness is a quality that is proven. It's just like aptitude. So if you want to prove that you have a strong aptitude, typically you take a scholastic test. You take the SAT, the ACT, some kind of placement test at a college or some kind of end of course test at a school, but it shows that you have the knowledge or the skill to place at a certain level, and it's able to be ranked, right? Gameness is not something that's necessarily able to be ranked, but it's a quality that can be proven in a game test. All right, in a game test. So testing gameness is not necessarily something that you're going to see in how dogs interact with other dogs, right? So for somebody to tell him he does not have a game dog simply because they play together is a complete fallacy. Okay. However, the sad part about it is in his situation, probably the first time he would ever see gameness out of his dogs with having 20 dogs loose and playing together like that, specifically if they are American Pit Bull Terriers, Staffordshire Terriers, Staffy Bull Terriers, or any other kind of bull breed, is for them to actually get into an altercation, right? And while I don't support him doing anything illegal, given the situation, apparently this brother just has pets. He enjoys his pets, but you have to be aware of the breed and what the breed is capable of. This is a breed that a lot of times you can say they never had a tooth in them, right? So a lot of times dogs that have never had a tooth in them, they may show signs of animal aggression. However, that is amplified tenfold once they have a tooth or they're bitten by another animal. So it is extremely important that that we take that into consideration when we're doing this, right? And yeah, so I typically say out of the comments, but I'm gonna read some of these comments, man, and we get right back to it. But topic right now is 20 dogs on the yard playing together. Why are people telling him his dogs aren't game? We're gonna break that down. So in here this morning, we got the great brother, the Jedi, MKM Bottom. Salute. Then we have Steve English. We have Young Fam K9 in the building. We have the great brother Quick FC7 in the building. I can't even pronounce that. Massimiliano Kella Muscle Man. And then we have Live Your Life Dogs in the building. Salute to all y'all that are in here early this morning. Appreciate y'all for being here. Do me a favor, if y'all can see that poll, if you're able to vote, go ahead and vote. I just simply want to see how the StreamYard poll works. But yeah, so the brother has 20 dogs on his yard. They can all run together and play together. And he is he's asking why, like, you know, why are people saying they're not game? Okay, so we're gonna get into that. When you have 20 dogs that are American Pit Bull Terrier or American Pit Bull Terrier type dogs, the issue is not that they can play together. The issue is what happens when it ceases to be play and it becomes violent. When it becomes violent, this is when you're going to find out if your dogs are game or not. I do not encourage this, nor do I condone allowing them to play together unsupervised. Also, having that many dogs, the greatest fear that I have for this brother is that if something breaks out, and I've educated y'all on this before, we talked about this before, if something happens with 20 dogs running loose together, What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? 20 pit bull or pit bull type dogs and the other.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
All right, let me tell you my hypothesis. As a brother who does not frequent dog parks because of the idea of a dog pile or a mass dog fight breaking out, let me explain to you what typically happens. Now, this is not the rule, but this is the commonality. This is the typical in any breed, not just American Pit Bull Terriers or Pit Bull type dogs. Typically, in a scenario like this, where there are multiple dogs that are roaming freely together, and a altercation breaks out, the dogs go into a pack structure redistribution. What that means is all the dogs are going to start fighting typically to reestablish pack structure. Now, the problem with that, with the American Pit Bull Terrier or dogs like that, specifically with dominant dogs, dogs that don't do dog on dog friendliness all the time, is this. With most cur dogs or dogs that are going to quit in a fight, they'll eventually establish pack structure. The most dominant dog will dominate the situation, and the other dogs will fall in line based upon how they performed in the dog pile or the little fight or the little frenzy that breaks out in the dog park. There'll be scratches, there'll be scrapes, the dogs will be bitten, but overall, their amygdala, that reptilian brain, the survival instinct will kick in, and most of the dogs will stop when they've had enough. But when you bring in an American Pit Bull Terrier, even an ounce of that blood being in that dog, if it's not a purebred American Pit Bull Terrier, is enough for that dog to perform to the standard of a dog that is game, or a dog that won't quit even when all hope is lost. So for that brother to be told that his dogs are not game, there's no way to prove that other than to prove it. All right. And I hope he never, ever has to prove it. But if he does, let it be known that I don't think that that's wise for anybody, even me. Like, I train dogs. I would not do more than 1 or 2, maybe 3. And that would have to be like, usually 2. The opposite gender is usually the most I would do. And that's with me having them already worked, already exercised, no toys or food involved, proper equipment, brake stick on deck. That's a lot. But you're not breaking up 20 dogs, my brother. And my greatest fear is that not only do the dogs go on each other, but you get into that frenzy and you get yourself hurt as well. So that compounds the problem. So while the general problem is not necessarily the gameness, the situation that you mentioned in general is just an unsafe condition to be in. I think it was like 2 years ago, there was a brother that had a bunch of XL bullies in his backyard in California, and a similar situation happened, and he ended up losing his life in that situation. So I just want to put that out there, man. Like, Godspeed to you. And yeah, exactly. Live your life. Exactly. He said the same thing. They can go to pack mode and they can unalive you. And I don't want to see that to nobody. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that news article. I don't want to see that anywhere that a brother or a sister got hurt because they simply didn't know the nature of their animal or know what they were capable of. Right. And I'll give you an analogy to break it down for that brother if he sees this podcast. If you go out on I-95, right, your car is capable of doing 100 plus miles an hour, right? But there's things there's reasons why you shouldn't just do 100 on 95 or any interstate or any highway. First, there's other people there. You don't know what they are going to do. There are certain variables you can't control in the situation, right? Second, going 100 miles an hour is very, very powerful, very, very fast. So when something does happen, typically it's a fatal incident, right? Okay, now flipping that back to the dogs. Having dogs that can go 100 miles an hour on a crowded interstate being your yard or your play area for those dogs, when they finally crash out, it can be bad, brother. It can be bad. So yeah, man, I don't think the issue here is even gameness. I think the issue here is what are you going to do when one of the dogs says, you know what, I'm tired of being just part of the pack. I want to lead the pack. If those instincts are there and they are game, that's a bad way to find out. So yeah, man. Godspeed to you on that, my brother. And that was a great post. You got a lot of engagement. But that's Dre's thoughts on that topic. All right. A second topic that I want to cover is there was another post in one of the groups that I'm in, and like these groups, man, they give great topics. And I usually don't mess with Facebook, but I'm getting more active in my social media. I'm getting more active with my kennel. I'm finally about to be open to the world. I have enough research on my dogs to finally start doing some outcrosses and seeing what I get. I intend to do an outcross this year, so it's a great opportunity to start talking and networking with other kennels again on a business level. Keeping personal out of it as best possible. But anyways, so the next topic I wanted to cover was what did the brother say exactly? And I want to get this right, so I want to think about it because I didn't say this or share this one. Oh, he said during schooling, right? And when I say schooling, I'm not talking about in the traditional sense. I'm talking about in general. Or I could even say training in the situation. In the example I'm going to give you, I could say training. During schooling, is it acceptable to pet on and love on your animal, right? Is it acceptable during the schooling process, or in my situation, training? I'm going to use training, but he used the word schooling, so I use his words. Is it acceptable to pet or love on your animal? And short answer, or the easy answer is yes. You can do whatever you want to with your dog because you're preparing it for whatever you're preparing it for, right? So the short answer is it's completely fine. Do whatever you want to with your dog, right? Now, mind you, he said 20 lose together sound like Cesar Milan. Yes, sir. Quit. Yes. But so while I say yes very, very quickly, let me give you the right and the boundaries on that one as well. Having a dog that is going to be worked and have to perform solo, whether it be in the traditional sense, historically speaking, or whether that be in the sense of a slat mill race or wall climb, there's something I want to elaborate upon. The purpose for your schooling and the activity that's going to be performing is touching allowed during that activity. Is touching allowed during that activity? Okay. For all the activities I'm involved in, touching your dog is either going to inhibit the dog from performing at its highest level, or it's going to get you disqualified. For example, I compete in what's known as slat mill races, where a dog is on a self-powered treadmill. It can run the slat mill from anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes, depending on the sanctioning body that is sanctioning that mill race. If you, after the dog has begun running and the timer has started, if you touch that dog is disqualified because it could be perceived as you are giving the dog an unfair advantage or even helping the dog to spin the mill faster, right? So that would be a disqualifying factor. Now, given the logic of, is it acceptable to touch your dog or love on your dog while it is running, like while you're schooling it for that specific task, you would be setting that dog up to believe that when he needs encouragement, physical encouragement is acceptable. Therefore, the dog may not run as hard without you touching it as it does when you're at home petting it and doing all those things with that animal. I highly encourage you to use your voice or a bait tool such as a sleeve or a wedge to encourage the animal to run. Whatever it is that dog likes to play with or hunt with, or whatever it is you call it, use that and use it without touching the animal. The second piece of advice I would give you is another type of encouragement that works with dogs just as well as touching them is always leaving the dog wanting more. For example, on the slat mill, I never let my dogs gas out on the mill, or if we're riding a bike, or if we're doing weight pulling, or any of the activities I like to get involved in, I never let them fully gas out. I always give a dog time and opportunity to want more. And typically after the allotted time that I want them to participate in the activity is done, whatever tug or bait item I use to get the animal to perform at the highest level, I give it to the animal as a reward and allow them to have it for a little bit of time so they can realize that they earned it, right? So they can realize that they earned it. Now, I can't speak to gameness because I don't do game testing with my dogs, right? There is no game testing with my dogs. I'm not going to talk about game breeding, but in conjunction with that encouragement and that physical touch, I want to share a story with you. It is a scientific story. It's a proven fact. And I believe, notice I said believe, I don't know it. It's not factual. It's not tested. It's a hypothesis. It was a test done on mice. In the article that I saw, there were 2 mice. They took the first mouse. And they put him in a 5-gallon bucket of water and allowed him to swim until he was completely exhausted and drowned. Right? 3 minutes. The other mouse, they took and put in the same bucket of water. But when the mouse became exhausted, they removed the mouse from the water and allowed the mouse to rest. The next time they put the mouse in the water, I don't know how many days apart it was, but they gave the mouse time for rest. They put him in the water again. This time that mouse swam greater than the 3 minutes that were allotted in the initial test. They took him out. They did it again. Now the mouse is swimming for 5 minutes before he gets exhausted. They did it again. The mouse made it to an amazing 10 minutes eventually. And the purpose of the experiment was to see if, basically what they were saying was, if the mouse knows that there's an opportunity for survival, will it keep going? Will it keep going? Now, while this is not a game test, the ideology and how they performed this test allowed the mouse to know that if I just keep going, I'll make it. So when you talk about encouragement of a dog, while it's not a mouse and they have different genetic makeups, the animal instinct of the dog works very similarly. So whatever you're schooling the dog for, if you always leave it wanting more and knowing that it's going to eventually get whatever it is it's trying to get, it'll push harder and harder for you simply because it knows that eventually there's an end in sight. Now, historically speaking, I would assume that in a schooling process, it would be very similar. And what I mean by that is this. Hypothetically speaking, if a game dog was going to be schooled and prepared for the historic purposes of the American Pit Bull Terrier, I would assume that it could be done in the same way. And before I go any further with this conversation, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there. No dogs are bred, trained, sold, or raised for any illegal purposes. The examples I am using are simple examples to support my hypothesis and the scientific evidence behind the development of drive in the American Pit Bull Terrier and other animals that are husbanded by human beings. Now let's continue. In a schooling situation, historically speaking, or hypothetically speaking, whichever would you prefer, if a dog was going to be schooled, typically they would take the dog out and allow it to go engage in a small combat situation known as a roll. That roll would be just enough to get the dog started to engage in full-fledged combat in the blood sport. They would stop the roll and see if the dog wanted to do what's called scratch or engage again and leave the dog wanting more. They would handle the dog in a similar manner that they would in their actual contest or the match. So with the understanding of that mouse experiment and understanding how historically or hypothetically the dogs would have been engaging in the blood sport to prepare them for the blood sport, I would assume that mouse analogy would work in that regard as well. However, nowhere in that analogy did they encourage the mouse by petting it or loving on it, or the dog in the roll situation while it was performing the action that it needed to perform. They simply wanted to let the animal know that if you perform well, there's a reward at the end of the performance. This is how this same concept, modernized for legal and lawful activities, are used in the dog training methods that I use now for balanced dog training in the Bushy Dre style of dog training. And what I mean by this is simple. When I'm training a dog to sit, to down, to come back to me, what is known as a recall, to heel or walk beside me on my left or right, at my beckoning call, creating behaviors in the animal, I use the same ideology as in the mouse situation or a roll situation. Using the genetics that are already in the animal are the most effective way to make this happen. As an example, when I'm teaching the sit behavior, I'll bring a young puppy or dog out, whatever age they are, and I will lure them into position using food or a toy. Once they perform the task I want them to perform, I will give them the food or the toy, and I will mark it with a correction, such as yes, or good boy, or good girl. After I mark the behavior several times, I'll take a break before the dog gets tired of doing that behavior. I may wait hours, days, or even weeks to perform the same task again. The next time I perform the task, I may give a treat every other time the dog performs the behavior. But because the dog has the anticipation that the food or toy is coming, the dog will perform the behavior several times to receive the reward. Now, that response was created in what's known as the Pavlovian theory of classical conditioning. The classical conditioning tied into the positive reinforcement behavior, like that mouse situation we're talking about, or exactly how behaviors are developed. So while I initially stated to the brother to ask, is encouraging and touching the dog physically during the conditioning process acceptable, I would say yes, but it depends on what you're preparing the dog for. In an alternate universe or an alternate situation, such as the show ring, I would say physical contact is acceptable for the dog. The reason why physical contact for the dog would be great and acceptable for the show ring is because the dog not only needs to be okay with human contact, but if the judge needs to check your dog for conditioning, to check its teeth, ears, or simply needs to get close to the dog, having that interaction for that kind of reinforcement or that kind of training, schooling, whatever you want to call it, for that situation would be a benefit. Or if you were training the dog to be maybe a service animal where it needs to stay in close proximity to a human being and be very, very comfortable with human touch, it's another great example of a time where schooling that animal would be of a benefit to have the dog trained or prepared and ready for physical reinforcement and encouragement. So those are just some of my suggestions. You can do whatever you want to with that information. You can chew up the meat, spit out the bones as it works for your program. At this point, we're about halfway through the show. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share. For more information like this, this is Shogun Bros No Decaff. This is a show that I will typically do Monday through Friday whenever I'm available. All right, whenever I'm available. So the topics we've covered thus far, if you're just checking in, are this. First, we covered the basics of the digital dog show. Then I went into a Facebook post about having multiple dogs playing together in the yard, and the question was asked about it: are the dogs game or not? Next, we moved into the topic and spoke on, is it acceptable to touch your dog while conditioning and schooling the dog? The next topic I want to talk about is going to be the shows, the dog shows going on around the country. I'm only going to talk about the ADBA because that is the only sanctioned club that I'm a member of that actually throws confirmation shows, weight pulls, wall climbs, and slap mill races. And I'll give you a little bit of background on that, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Do me a favor, if you're watching from Instagram, make sure you hit the follow button and follow us over there as well. Now, this information I'm getting is coming from the adba.com calendar. The adba.com/calendar. For the month of April, specifically today and tomorrow, the Pacific Northwest Show and Sporting Dog Association in Canada is throwing a show. The show consists of one weight pull and one top dog event. So this is a performance-based show. Pacific Northwest Show and Sporting Dog Association, Canada. It'll be hosted by a lady named Carla, and her contact information is on the website. The next show coming up in the month of April is the Green Country American Pit Bull Terrier Club out of Oklahoma. The Green Country APBTC will host one Top Dog Friday night, 24 April 2026. 4 confirmation shows and 2 weight pools at the Washington County Fairgrounds in Dewey, Oklahoma. Please contact Cedric, Roger, or Marlene. Next month, in the month of May, on May 9th and 10th, you have the Show Me State American Pit Bull Terrier Club out of Missouri. The Show Me State APBTC will host 4 confirmation shows at the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri. Please contact Terry, Mike, or John. Numbers are on the website. May 16th through the 18th, the 49th Parallel Sporting Dog Club of Canada will be hosting 3 weight pools and 3 Top Dog events at Steelhead Bulldog Sport Facility in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. Contact Don and Stacy or Tasha. May 16th through 17th, the Tri-State American Pit Bull Terrier Club presents 3 confirmation shows, 2 weight pools, 16th and 17th at the Salem County Fairgrounds in New Jersey, Woodstown, New Jersey. Registration starts at 7 a.m. Confirmation will start at 11 a.m. Fun classes will start prior to the show. There will be a Champion of Champions course held there, treadmill race, lure course, and wall climb all weekend. You can bring no grills of any type. They're not allowed on the fairgrounds. Also in May, the Czech Republic is hosting a show. The club is the American Pit Bull Terriers Club of the Czech Republic. They will host 1 weight pool, 1 Top Dog, and 2 confirmation shows at Kemp Pohuda. I can't even pronounce that. I'm not about to try to pronounce that. Check it out on the website. May 23rd and 24th, you have the Bulldogs of the Rockies. Bulldog of the Rockies, Colorado, will host 4 confirmation shows, one of them being the RG Memorial Show, and 2 weight pools at the Adams County Fairground in Brighton, Colorado. For more information, contact Sam or Jim. Looks real good, y'all. Looks real good. They put together a nice poster for that as well. These are very, very active clubs. Additionally, on May 23rd, the great state of Arizona will be having the Howard Heinzel Classic on May 23rd in Taylor, Arizona. Be there. Heart and Finish was good, big dog. Big C, welcome. Salute. Got a couple more shows to get through, y'all. We want to just get through May, and then we'll be moving on. Finally, in the month of May, we have the Great Lakes American Pit Bull Terrier Club of Michigan, and they're going to be hosting 3 confirmation shows at Full Circle Farms in Holly, Michigan. For more detailed information, contact Amanda. Also, for those of y'all that can't make it, contact Amanda because they're looking for trophy sponsorship. If you purchase a trophy for most shows, and this is not just ADBA, this is most shows, they will put your name and or the kennel that sponsored the trophy on there. So not only will you be helping out the breed and helping support the club, but the person that wins will forever remember your name. The trophies that I've won, I can still go look at them now and see the kennels that actually paid for me to be able to take that trophy home. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate all of you. Now, for those of y'all that are getting in here a little bit later, I'm doing some tests right now, and so I want to see. I want to see something. I'm going to put it in the chat. Are you able to vote? For those that are listening, I'm testing out a new thing right here, so just bear with me. Are you able to vote? I need somebody from Facebook. That was my alarm, y'all. That was my alarm to get up, but I've been up. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, I'm really concerned with your ability to vote, because if you can vote from Facebook and Instagram, that's going to change the structure of the Digital Dog Show dramatically. It's going to dramatically change the abilities of people to vote from all forms of social media. So I'm really excited about that. I'm overtly excited about that, because that's going to allow you to get a better sampling of who can actually get on there. Some people don't have YouTube accounts. Some people don't have Facebook accounts. Some people don't have Instagram accounts. But if you have those accounts, it is very, very effective. So that's important to me. I don't know how you would vote on the Facebook side of things. I can see the poll on the screen, but I'm not sure exactly how you do it. I'm on my own personal Facebook. I guess it's probably why I can't vote. Let me see if I can do it from my other Facebook right now. But while we're troubleshooting this, I want to get it ready and set up for tomorrow, because we have dog of the week tomorrow. It's going to be one of our last dog of the weeks, because we're moving on to just doing dogs of the month, right? And so that's extremely important to me that we get this together, we get it right. And I couldn't be more excited about it. So for all of y'all that are doing stuff, man, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. You don't have to be here, but you are. So yeah, I'm unable to vote from my Facebook. I'm wondering if y'all can vote. If you can vote from Facebook, let me know. But that's pretty dope. Yeah, let me see. So nobody's voting over here either. I don't know what's going on with that exactly, but yeah. So we're working on the kinks on that, but we will get it squared away for y'all. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to the show. All right. So while we're on the topic of shows, I want to talk about the quality of shows and the quality of champions. All right, the quality of shows and the quality of champions. And okay, that's fair, Big C. We get it worked out. Got to figure it out. We'll figure it out. Should be all right. But yeah. Okay, Quick said the chat is in the way on YouTube. It can't vote. All right. I wonder why this thing is like this. Because one person was able to vote earlier, so I know we got one vote in. Let me see if I take the banner off. Does that help? I think I'm gonna do a members only live to get it figured out as well, y'all. But I can move the poll around on YouTube as well to make it better or worse. And it may be something I have to do in the long format videos. I may not be able to do it on the short format videos. But if we are able to figure it out, this is gonna be the new way, because I want everybody to be able to vote from all forms of social media. Yeah, I want everybody to be able to vote. Okay. They said it's in the way on Facebook. Yeah, that's what it looked like on mine too. It just looked like it's on the screen on Facebook. It don't look like you could vote if you wanted to on Facebook from my angle. Yeah, they're gonna have to work out that. But this is new to StreamYard. It's new to StreamYard, so it's a thing. Or maybe you can maybe you have to be on the StreamYard to do it. I don't know. Somebody voted earlier though. It was one person that voted. So whoever that was, man, shouts out to you. Croc Bowl, welcome, man. What's good, big dog? And I owe you information as well. Okay. if it's the vertical screen, then I'll get that fixed. I'll get it taken care of. Thank you so much. But yeah, y'all. So as far as the shows go, the quality and the credibility of the dog shows. First of all, let me not sit here and act like I don't love the dog shows. And I realize now how much I love them. I'm not going to stop doing the dog shows or going to them and supporting whoever I can get to their shows to support. Right. Also, I think that this needs to be said about the dog shows. Arizona has a lot of bulldoggers, but not a lot of dog shows. And because of that, it makes it extremely difficult for us to get points out here, right? So I told y'all this before. I think a champion coming out of the state of Arizona would carry more weight to me than a champion coming out of like Texas, where they have a lot of shows. But the other thing I want you to look at is if you subscribe to the ADBA Gazette, the American Pit Bull Terrier Gazette, and the ADBA, right? It doesn't just show you how many points the dog has, but it shows you how many shows it took for them to accumulate those points, right? It takes 100 points to be a champion in the ADBA. And so what I look for in a champion is I look to see how many shows it took to accumulate 100 points, because there's levels to this. You have champions that champion out in one weekend at a show. That means a lot. Or you have a dog that gets, 20 points here, 20 points there, but they're always getting points. Let's say they do 5 shows and they got 20 points at each show. That's also big. That's also something I would look at as well. And so a dog that does well everywhere it goes, or a dog that just ran the show. However, there are a lot of shows where you could be one of 4 dogs in your class. So these are just all things to take into account when you're selecting dogs that have the best show structure or the best promotability for a show structure, is looking at the points that are awarded and how they were awarded. You can show up to 10 different shows, be the only one in your class, and get close to your championship. I got to look at the rules on it, because I think there's more to it than just showing up all the time, though. I want to say you have to win a certain number of first places. So like you could win second place and get 100 points, but I think you have to win at least one first place as well. So don't quote me on that, but as I get more information, I will share it with y'all freely on that. And I'm going to be getting more active, because for those of y'all who don't know, I will be headed back to Texas this year. I'm looking around probably December of this year, being back in Texas. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to be, whether it's going to be Abilene or San Antonio. But once I get back to Texas, I will be joining one of the American Pit Bull Terrier ADBA clubs there until I'm able to start off, until I'm able to get enough traction to branch off and start my own and start hosting my own points awarding shows through the ADBA. Shogun Unlimited, Samurai Kennels is always gonna be our own entity. We're not up for sale as far as like letting the kennels, the big registries tell us what to do. But if I can get you some points and get you some real championships as well as the Digital Dog Show, that'd be dope. You know what I'm saying? That'd be dope. So I'm really excited. I'm overtly excited about it. I can't wait to cover more dog shows in person. I can't wait for y'all to see my dogs in shape for this May 23rd show. I can't wait for y'all to see my next litter. Shouts out to Heart and Finish, brother. That was a great litter you put on the ground, or the great litter you putting together right now. Shouts out to you for even for the amount of work you put in to put the right dogs together. Big C, great looking puppy you got. I see you got a puppy loaded and ready for the next pup of the week. Croc Bull, I see you got some good stuff too, man. So I just want to say salute to all of y'all brothers and sisters that are out there putting in work. Make sure that y'all are sharing that information with other kennels so we can compete and have a much wider spectrum of dogs to look at. Because while I love all of y'all's dogs, I love seeing new dogs into the Digital Dog Show. I love it. It gets me excited, man. I've seen some of these dogs grow up. Brother Quick is in the building. I actually saw his dog in my Digital Dog Show. So when I saw it in person, I knew exactly who the dog was. I knew exactly who he was because of the dog. We had never met before, so that was really cool, man. It was really refreshing to just get out there and fellowship with great brothers like y'all. But yeah, man. So this is the return of No Decaff. For those of y'all that got here a little bit later, we covered the kind of the way forward with the Digital Dog Show. We covered basically having a pack of dogs and them not being game because they play together, or them being game, or you just don't know, or you don't know what could happen. The dangers of having a 20 dogs like that play together. We also talked about is it acceptable during the schooling or during training to encourage your dog for events that might not necessarily allow you to touch the dog during the event. And then we moved on to, I went over to shows around the country. Y'all running back to about the 35-minute mark. And I just going about the shows around the country. Had some technical difficulties. It won't allow me to put the poll up for y'all. So, or let me put the poll up, but it won't let y'all vote. I got to figure that out. But other than that, man, it's been great. It's been great. So I genuinely appreciate the feedback and everything y'all brothers is doing. Nice. Beautiful dogs. Do you mind if I share this, great brother? If you would just give me a one or a thumbs up in the chat if I can share this litter with the camp before we roll out of here. Because I love championing and sharing y'all's dogs with the world. It gives me great honor. So yeah. But man, Bloodthirst in the building. What's good, big dog? What it do? Yeah. I got a good topic for y'all coming up Monday. So Monday, y'all got to remind me though, because I don't be writing this stuff down. I go this off the top, this off the dome. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I was doing the research and stuff last year. It was bogging the showdown because sometimes the research just took too long and it made it really hard to put out a show every day. You know, if I got research, if I'm just seeing topics that y'all are sending me and they resonate, they're in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that. And then I got one other topic I want to cover today before I get up out of here. But that topic is this. You know, that topic is this. Good morning, brother. That topic is the conversation that PBK and the twins is having. I like that topic, man. I like it. Now, mind you, I ain't got a dog in the fight, literally. I ain't got a dog in the fight, literally, but it was a good topic. I'm gonna cover it. So the topic they had, this is a great litter that was sent in. Live your life, dog. Salute. The topic is PBK said he basically was saying that, you know, the scratch to win is it only favored a certain individual, right? And then going hard, you know, they gave their rebuttal and they handled it like gentlemen, handled it like men. And I thought it was a great topic because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about listening to the situations where that the result of the history of this breed was created by that rule, the scratch to win. And I thought it was really good how they handled it. I think the twins scratched back very hard into the conversation, not into the man, but they scratched back hard into the conversation. And that was a really, really good topic, man. A really, really good topic. So if y'all haven't seen that, the back and forth, it's been going on. It's been going on for a little while this week, man. And I just think that if you get a chance to check those out, check them out. It was a lot of the drama-free stuff. If I watch other channels, man, I'm not going to try to promote the drama, you know what I'm saying? But if it's a good topic, man, and I learned something from it, I think everybody else can learn something from it too. And then they were mentioning names of people that I've actually met. So that made it a lot more real for me. And this is why I think I want to get back out there and get back to the shows because I met a lot of great people. And then when I hear their names in any of the articles from the past or articles from the American People Terrier Gazette, the ADBA, it shows a lot, man. It shows a lot. So salute to all of them. But I believe, based upon the conversation that was had, that I don't know nothing about that. So I believe that for those that were involved in there and were there for that era, that's for them to have that conversation. But it was a great conversation, and I ain't about to put my foot out there to get stepped on because I know I don't fool with that. But yeah, man, I hope y'all enjoy it. Also, shout out to Fat Bill and the whole Fat TV fam. I checked that out over there, man. Sam Snow sent me the link, so shouts out to him, man. Big ups to Sam Snow. All of y'all brothers keep doing y'all thing. We're gonna keep grinding over here. Like I said, I'm working on getting 2 dogs in shape. So I'm always gonna have some dogs on camera. I'm gonna be posting pictures constantly of my dogs, talking about what I do, diet and stuff like that, sharing it with y'all willingly and freely, taking the feedback, giving giving advice, talking about future breedings, even the fact that of the next breeding I plan on doing, And what's crazy, y'all, is the dog I was gonna breed to got stole. So I was gonna breed back into the Joe Woodall blood because it's already in my dogs. I didn't want to go too far out. Oh man. Issa, what's good? What's good? Bullethead watching y'all from Instagram. What's good, Bullethead? For those of y'all who don't know, man, Bullethead goes live on here too. Shouts out to Bullethead and Mad Doctor, man. And we're in our last 5 minutes of the show, so I just want to give shouts out to everybody and let y'all know that I appreciate y'all for coming out today. Say thank you, man. No Decaff is back. No Decaff is back. No Decaff is back. And we rocking with y'all hard over here. Tomorrow we'll still be voting through YouTube until I can figure out how to get the poll right on here. Dorian Souls, what's good, fam? What's good, man? I know you. I mean, that's Big Toyo fam right there, y'all, man. Shout out to my brother Big Toyo. His birthday is Sunday, the 12th. And shout out to Big A, man. He's still rocking out. He's still doing his workout in the morning, man. That brother is a machine. While I've been taking my hiatus, that brother has not stopped, non-stop. He's been keeping that brother been keeping the whole channel going. The whole channel going. I've been working on my Samurai Kennels stuff, man. But over here on Shogun Unlimited, man, we building better people through building better animals, and building better animals through building better people. That's the motto. That's the code. And that being said, y'all know I like to end the show with the benediction, and that's what I'm gonna do. So for those of y'all that pray, please bow your heads in agreement with me. For those of y'all that got here late, make sure y'all go back and catch the replay. I think it was pretty good topics today. And if you're watching this and you're able to leave a comment, you're not driving or something like that, please don't text and drive. But do me a favor, leave comments, leave feedback. We want it, good and bad, good and bad. But here we go, y'all. May the Lord watch between you and me while we are absent, one from another. Amen. For the love of the dogs, for the love of the game. Peace.
Yeah. Beat drop slow, head not flow. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sack it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Started with Boogeyman, ghost in the chain, locked in the game, never moved for fame. Old mountain lines run deep in the flame. Sock about the fire, Michonne brought the name. Then came Fat Boy, muscle in the frame. Man, hard, put respect on the name. Shotgun smooth, but the work insane. Sugar sweet jit, but a bite ain't tame. Kiki in the back, had a game in the veins. Gatorade heavy, ran it straight through the rain. Red Ninja close, watch him work in the lane. Renegade rider can't hold that chain. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Sock it from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die. Ain't no luck, just grit and grind. Every dog here put work in time. Lady Rage got that fire in her eyes. Red alert taught us how to recognize signs. Blood heavy like a 2-ton chain. Everything proven, no need to explain. They asked what's in it, that yellow campaign. Built off real, we don't fake no strain. Second with the flame, Michonne lit the wick. If you know, then you know that line too slick. From the field to the show, every move so thick you can't blueprint this. It's the legacy pick. Blood don't lie, it's that old yellow line. Second from the south, Michonne on the rise. Boogeyman bark, leave a mark every time. We don't breed for clout, we breed for spine. DNA thick, can't clone this pride. That Shogun blood, yeah, the legends don't die.